hot seat, and on the hot seat we have
Daniel Sharp, Huntington High School principal.
what college did you go to?
What college did I go to? I went to Sul-Ross State University. So I went to Sul-Ross State University. I had the opportunity to play football there. Played football for Sul-Ross for 4 years. Graduated with my undergrad in kinesiology. Got my teaching certification. I went on and coached baseball at Sul-Ross while I was working on my master's. Got my master's in educational administration from Sul-Ross.
Did you have any other line of work before becoming a principal at Montrose?
Before I went to college, during my high school time, I did work as a tile setter helper. So I worked a little bit of construction there. I also worked in a tile store selling tile, wood floors, carpet. That's what I did during my time in high school.
What are your duties and responsibilities of being a principal?
Well, wear a lot of hats. There's a lot of different duties and responsibilities. My number one duty is to make sure that the students are taken care of. What they have teachers in the classrooms. If the teacher's not going to be there, then we get subs in there. That's my biggest duty, is to make sure you guys, the students, are safe and can get a good education each and every day.
What do you do throughout your day as a principal?
There's a lot of different things I do, from taking care of the budget of the high school to making sure that you guys have teachers in classrooms, like I just said. Right now with construction, I have construction meetings to discuss, how construction is going. Those are some of the things I do on a daily basis. Meeting with counselors to make sure that attendance is good, credits are good for graduation. Graduation's coming up in a month or so. So just making sure that everything's running smoothly.
How do you handle situations when students get into trouble?
Well, I don't mess a lot with discipline. That's Mr. Amber and Mr. Hanley. However, being the principal, sometimes it does get to my desk. I try to communicate with both of those guys, especially if there's a situation that's extremely important when it comes to discipline. But mainly we follow the handbook. So whatever the handbook says is what we follow. Every situation is different, so we have to look at it in different situations, but we still have to follow the handbook.
Can you share a challenging situation you faced as a principal and how you handled it?
Challenging situation. There's a lot of different challenging situations. Anytime you're dealing with 620 different personalities from students and then parents, also on top of that, you have to be able to navigate the situation. Parents' jobs probably is, dealing with parents probably is the most difficult thing, but it's their job to advocate for their children. And so that's one thing I always go into the meeting understanding. First thing I do when I talk to parents is, it's my job to help. How can I help you? What can I do to help you? That gives a parent an opportunity to kind of say, okay, here's my issue. How can we fix it? Sometimes the parents leave happy because we were able to resolve a situation, and sometimes they don't. And unfortunately, that's part of my job. So those are probably the most challenging things that I deal with, is when I'm having to deal with those angry parents.
What inspired you to become a principal?
Well, I started as a coach, a special ed teacher, and then I had a gentleman in Alpine named Burrow O'Brien that asked me to be his assistant. I finished my master's in educational administration, decided to be his assistant principal, and it kind of pushed me into the administrative role. I didn't necessarily think I would be an administrator ever. I enjoyed coaching, but God has a plan for everyone, and He put me where He felt I would be best used.
What programs have you implemented to support student success?
Well, probably the biggest one is our win time that we have here at the high school. It gives students an opportunity during the school day to get extra tutorials, whether it's to help bring their grades up or to help get ready for the STAR test, or even their extracurriculars to help get ready for band, choir, stream team, different things. The students have an opportunity to go to win. They don't have to take time either in the morning, before school, or after school to do those things. We can get a lot of it done during the win time, but mainly academically, that's helped also boost our UIL numbers, academic UIL. So the win time is probably the biggest thing that we've implemented here at the high school.
What steps do you take to engage with parents and involve them in their child's education?
The high school level, I feel that it's a lot easier than some of the other campuses. There's so many different things going on here at the high school, different events, different activities, from athletics to you guys as the stream team, to unified track, to academics. And so one thing I try to do is we have a program called Remind, which I know you all know about that, but just communicate with the parents when there's things going on campus that they might not be aware of. Just like tomorrow, we're taking biology and U.S. history STAR tests. So if you're not taking that test, you don't have to be at school till 12:40. Those are the things that parents really want to know. So when there's this change in the schedule, try to communicate that with the parents so they are aware of those changes beforehand.
What strategies do you employ to ensure the safety and security of the students?
Well, the district has done a great job of making sure our security is strong here at the high school, but on all campuses. We've brought on Bravo Sector, which is our security firm that they have. We have a armed security guard at every campus, and so that's not necessarily me. That's the district, in cooperation with me, but making sure that we have somebody here to help protect you guys, but also to make sure that our doors are locked, classroom doors are locked, and sometimes it's an inconvenience, and it makes people frustrated and upset because they can't get in, or you can't get in the classroom, but those are safety measures that are there to protect you guys. The people that need to be in those classrooms have an opportunity to get in there. If there's somebody on campus that doesn't need to be in the classrooms or on campus, it's a lot harder for them to get to you guys. Hopefully we never have to deal with that, but those are some safety measures that the district has taken to make sure that you guys are safe in the classroom.
Can you describe your experience of education and how it shapes your leadership style?
Okay, so education, like I said a little bit before, I started as a coach. I started as a special ed teacher in Alpine many moons ago, and having the opportunity to be in the classroom with some really good teachers. At that time, just like now, we were doing a lot of inclusion, which means that there was a regular math teacher in there, and then there was a special ed teacher in there, team teaching together, and that's kind of how I started my career. And so I had an opportunity to see a lot of different teachers at the very beginning of my educational career that allowed me to kind of see the good and the bad of what I would like my classroom to be when I actually took over a classroom. So it gave me an opportunity to see that. But then as an administrator, I've had the opportunity to go in a lot of teachers' classrooms throughout the years, doing observations and doing walkthroughs. To kind of, I was able again to see the good and the bad of what the classroom should look like. And so just my experience being able to observe really good teachers, and just like any profession, not so good teachers has allowed me to see what a good education should look like for you guys.